everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, before we dive in, I just want to give you guys a few channel updates so that you know what you can look forward to coming up. I've really been enjoying making analysis and discussion videos, so that will be the primary focus of the channel moving forward, though I will continue to do the occasional review or tag video. I will be starting several new video series, one of which is the Why I Love series, in which I will be exploring the different aspects that I enjoy about different genres, as well as the What a Story Needs series, where I will be breaking down what I think are necessary components to making a story great. This was inspired by a comment by one of you, so I just wanted to let you know that I see your video requests and I really appreciate them, so keep them coming. I will be continuing the breakdown and trope talk videos, so be sure to let me know down below what kind of tropes you'd like to see me talk about in the future. I will also be opening my channel up to movies and TV shows, though the primary focus will remain on books. I will also be doing a couple 2- and 3-parters that I am super psyched about, so be sure to stay tuned for those. And just to let you guys know, I am going on a 5-week-long volunteer trip in September and October, so I will be posting less frequently. I will be pre-recording a couple videos, so there will be videos going up, but there won't be videos going up every week. I apologize for the infrequency, and I hope that once I return, I'll be able to increase the quantity of videos that I'm putting up. But now, let's dive into today's video. Today, we are talking about the guy. You know the guy. He's modestly smart, fairly courageous, and of course, the only one that can save the world. I'm obviously talking about the chosen one trope. This trope is one of my personal favorites and one that I doubt will ever go out of style. It's not new, especially to the fantasy genre, and consists of a hero who is foretold to take down the evil empire or restore good or balance to the world. The idea of fate and prophecy in story has spanned back to mythology, but fantasy has breathed a new life into it. While this trope can feel exhausted at times, it also provides an easy-to-navigate structure for stories and also provides the base for some of the most well-known and famous, as well as successful, fantasy stories of all times. When you read the title of this video, one name probably pops into your head: Harry Potter, the Boy Who Lived. Harry is a classic example of the chosen one. He's the only one to have ever survived an attack by Voldemort, and because of that they have a connection, and he's gained certain skills like Parseltongue that aid him in then taking down Voldemort in the end. While Harry is brave and loyal, he would not be truly exceptional if this hadn't happened to him. Notice that his reason for greatness is something external, something that he didn't ask for. This is a common occurrence in the chosen one trope, and that's because it goes so well with the hero's journey. If you don't know what the hero's journey is, I will link resources for that down in the description box below. Also, extra trope points for him being marked. While some fantasies employ this trope, others work to subvert it, like for example, Star Wars episodes 1 to 3. Anakin Skywalker is especially gifted in his use of the Force and is thought by his mentor to be the only one who will be able to destroy the Sith and bring balance back to the Force. In episode 3, he ends up choosing the dark side, becoming a Sith, and in the process almost driving the Jedi to extinction. At this point, the trope had already been long established, so Lucas was able to toy with the audience's expectations. This of course only works if you start at episode 1, which I don't recommend to anyone, but it's interesting the way that he's able to subvert the trope and toy with what the audience expects. I'm not saying that I like the prequels, but I do think this part of them is interesting at least. So now let's get to the nitty-gritty bits. Why does this trope work so well? Why do writers and authors keep going back to it, and why do audiences not get tired of it? Well, first of all, it provides a clear objective for the characters and the story. If we have a protagonist who is a chosen one, that means they're the only ones who are going to be able to complete a task, and that task is generally to overthrow an evil empire. Once that is established, it becomes a game of making it as hard as possible for the protagonist until they either fulfill their destiny or not. It's simple, clear, and effective, though I'm not saying it's easy, but that's why authors and writers continue to go back to it. But what about the readers and audiences? Well, like anything, it has to be done well, but Harry Potter is the most successful book series of all times. That means that people aren't sick of it yet. But why? First off, it's because we like underdog protagonists. We're screwed up. We like watching people struggle. This setup in itself provides the stakes necessary for that, because literally everyone else who has tried and will try to achieve this goal are doomed to fail. It means that it's going to be an uphill battle for our hero, and a hard one at that. Not only that, but it almost always ensures that our character is special or unique in some way. which helps to make our characters interesting. Most importantly of all though, it promises a story filled with drama, action, and intensity. It shifts the focus of the story from who or what the problem is, which is common in mysteries and horrors, to instead how the hero will achieve their goal. This goal is established early and is clearly defined. This structure is conducive to world building and character development, which is why it's found so prominently in fantasy novels. Well, that and the prophetic nature that is necessary for this trope to work. But all this is not to say that it doesn't have its faults. While the structure has its uses, it also doesn't have much wiggle room. We know the story is going to go one of two ways. They either complete their task or they don't, and generally we're able to guess fairly soon in the story whether they will or will not. Because it's about how they will achieve their goals, it makes creativity vital. The world's characters, plot points, and stakes all have to have some degree of originality to them to keep the viewers and readers invested. In other words, because this structure makes it about the journey rather than the destination, it better be one hell of a journey. It's easy to fall prey to lazy storytelling and unoriginality when writing this trope, and readers will walk away angry or bored, which is why the authors have to strive to keep the readers guessing. Tension is based on stakes and conflicts, but also mystery and the unknown, and creating mystery with this structure is difficult. Because we already know the ending, we have to be surprised by the world and conflicts. But we also need a strong and active protagonist who will drive the story forward in order to believe that they will be able to achieve their goal. It's a hard balance to strike and one not easily achieved. But as I said at the beginning, this trope is one of my favorites, and if you're an aspiring fantasy writer, it's definitely one to keep in mind when planning for future novels. Alright, and that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe. Let me know down below whether or not you like this trope and why. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.